Well, good afternoon. I'm Brady Burrell with KQKI 95.3 FM here at the Brown House, which is Berwick's Heritage Museum. And some special guests have arrived these past few days here at Berwick's Heritage Museum. And if you have not come to the museum, you don't know what you're missing. And this is a great time to visit the museum. And with me, I've got Miss Shannon McFate. She is an officer here at the Brown House, or as they call it, Berwick's Heritage Museum. And she is also known as Berwick's Wandering Historian. And she has been working really, really hard to get these guests feeling right at home. And Shannon, thank you for joining us today. And we want everybody to know what's going on out here at Berwick's Heritage Museum, or also known as the Brown House. Tell us about the museum itself.
Okay, the museum itself was actually a home, and it was built in 1893 by Gustav Thurgesson for his daughter Teresia. It finally came into the Historical Society probably about 1987. We finally did open the museum in 2019, and we have exhibits and paperwork documentation throughout the entire history of Berwick.
And folks, if you have not come to the museum, there is so much history, so many exhibits, so many artifacts. This committee is doing a great job of gathering the history of Berwick together. You don't know what you're missing if you have not been here. Let's talk about these special guests who have showed up. Now, you've heard of Elf on the Shelf. This is similar to Elf on the Shelf, but these are some zany characters that have showed up, some skeletons, and you never know what these guys and gals are up to, or they even have a few dogs that have showed up, and they're having 3 dogs that are having themselves a great time, and we're going to show you now what they were up to just a few days ago. Shannon, tell us a little bit about these zany guests.
Okay, we have 6 adults and we have 3 dogs, and we have a number of scarecrows, and they're going to be moving throughout the Heritage Museum's grounds doing various chores. So far we have 4 of them that have done nothing but goof off, and we have 2 of them that are actually taking their work seriously, and they're actually gardening and cleaning up today. We plan on having them move and change chores probably about every 4 days.
That's amazing. So the museum does not have to be open. Everyone can just come by day or night to see what these guests are up to.
Exactly. We're here 24/7, 30 days.
That's right. They'll be here until Halloween. Now, speaking of Halloween, you have an event coming up where people can come by and do some trick-or-treating.
Yes, we're going to be here from 6 to 8 on October 27th, and it's going to be in conjunction with the Lighthouse Food Court.
That's right. They're going to have, that evening, they're going to do some trick-or-treating, and everyone is invited to come out and enjoy that. Then you can walk on over here to the Heritage Museum for trick-or-treating. Let's go back to the museum itself. It is free admission. Tell us when everyone can come by and tour the museum.
Okay, we are open on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then we are open by appointment if you can't make it on those hours.
And tell us a little bit about some of the exhibits they can expect to see. Maybe just a sneak peek.
Okay, we have the swimming pool that was located in the Atchafalaya River at the end of Utah Street. We have one of their benches that is there. We also have Miss Ethel Casso's dress from when she arrived on the orphan train. We have Ship Shoal model that was made by Mr. Godfrey Keefe, one of the last lighthouse keepers of Ship Shoal. We have numerous trees that are around the area. All of them are 100-year plus oak trees. And we have a beautiful Piro that was hand carved, and it was graciously donated to us.
And, Miss Ethel Casso was actually my neighbor when I was a very small child. I'd have never known that her story until just not long ago. I had come to the museum and learned her story. It was just amazing. As a matter of fact, I learned that because I brought my daughter right before she started school. We kind of went on this little field trip. She wanted to come to the museum, and I learned the history of Miss Ethel Casso. And there's just so much you can learn. Again, I grew up in Berwick. I'm learning so much about the history. Right now, you've got that church exhibit telling the history of the churches. My father was a pastor here at the United Pentecostal Church in Berwick. They tell the story of our church and the many churches here in Berwick. Just so much rich history. But everyone will have another opportunity to tour the museum when they come for the Lighthouse Festival.
Absolutely. We'll be open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and we will have free coffee and donuts on Saturday and Sunday.
I know where I'll be.
Me too.
All right, well, we've been visiting with Berwick's wandering historian, Miss Shannon McFate. She is one of the officers here at Berwick's Heritage Museum, also known as the Brown House. Give us the open dates again.
Okay, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then by appointment you can contact Town Hall. And then, of course, for the Lighthouse Festival, will be open Friday through Sunday from 9 to 3.
And we want to remind you, this is driven by volunteers. They're not paid to be here, so that means no admission for anyone.
That's right, nothing. Just come and visit with us.
All right, well, thank you very much, Shannon. I can't wait to see what these guys and gals and dogs are up to next.
It's going to be interesting, and we're going to definitely have to put them in their place for a little while.
Uh-oh. I'll bring my daughter tonight, let her check them out.
Please, thank you.
Thank you very much. That's going to do it for me here at Berwick's Heritage Museum, and we'll come back during the Lighthouse Festival to tell you more about it. I'm Brady Borrell for 95.3 FM.